At the Hungarian Grand Prix, George Russell once again claimed a podium finish, despite somehow managing to almost completely avoid TV coverage. It's a strange skill he's been perfecting over the past year, but his third-place result at the Hungaroring marked his sixth podium of the season, putting him one step ahead of Max Verstappen. Kimi Antonelli also fought his way back into the points with a 10th-place finish. But while that result was a relief for the rookie, it won't silence the theorists who believe Toto Wolff may have slightly overhyped the Italian talent. And it came after Mercedes actually downgraded their car, a move that almost never leads to improved performance. Yet despite the positive results, Toto Wolff was furious at his team for what he saw as a major failure. Today, we're diving into Mercedes' faltering development, why their season nearly collapsed, and why they should be counting their blessings that George Russell is still in the car for now. So don't go anywhere. Music! As the first half of the Formula One season wrapped up in Hungary, George Russell had every reason to be pleased. 6 podium finishes now leave him just 15 points behind Max Verstappen in the Drivers' Championship battle for third place. Even better for Russell, Verstappen's Red Bull looked worse than ever. The usually unstoppable Dutchman couldn't even find a way past his former teammate Liam Lawson, a rare moment that really showcased how far that car has fallen. Russell's season has been quietly brilliant. His victory in Canada was well-earned, but the real strength of his campaign has come from simply being in the right place when others falter. That consistency has brought regular podiums. In Hungary, Charles Leclerc and Ferrari were the ones to slip up, handing Russell an easy overtake for third late in the race. Leclerc's pace crumbled in the final stint, and he blasted his team over the radio for poor race management. The issue? Ferrari feared their ride height and plank were pushing into illegal territory, so they restricted engine power on the pit straight to stop the car from scraping in the braking zone. That made Leclerc a sitting duck. Oscar Piastri sailed past with almost comic ease, and then Russell followed. The Mercedes driver pitted 3 laps later and closed in with 10 laps to go. His first attempt at overtaking came with 9 laps left, only to complain that Leclerc moved under braking. Eventually, Russell got the job done, again voicing frustration at Leclerc's driving. The Ferrari man was handed a 5-second penalty for erratic behavior. While it was a strong drive from Russell, it was also surprising, because Mercedes had been struggling badly for months. Outside of that Canadian win, they had been off the pace since Miami. In the 8 races leading up to Hungary, they introduced 3 upgrades, and one of them caused a huge performance drop. It all started at Imola. Mercedes aimed to fix a long-standing issue with a major upgrade, a new rear suspension designed to keep the rear stable during load changes. Instead, it made things worse. Drivers complained about instability, tire wear skyrocketed, and lap times dropped. The numbers tell the story. Before Imola, Russell had 4 podiums in 6 races. Afterward, just 1 podium in 7, until Hungary. In a twist of bad luck, the Montreal win came with the flawed suspension fitted, possibly convincing Mercedes to stick with it longer than they should have, just like the old zero-pod concept fooled them a few years ago. The victory had little to do with the upgrade, and everything to do with the track's cold conditions. Finally, in Hungary, Mercedes ditched the new suspension entirely, and the transformation was instant. Russell and Antonelli both felt like they were driving a different car. The rear end was stable again. Russell said, "The confidence in the car is back," while Antonelli, who had been struggling badly, managed to defend 10th place for 50 laps on a single set of tires, something impossible just a week earlier. Mercedes aren't alone in being burned by upgrades. Ferrari's Barcelona package last year arguably cost them the constructors' title. Red Bull's relentless tinkering has turned the most dominant car in F1 history into a shadow of itself. Aston Martin went from podium regulars to midfield strugglers overnight in 2023. Still, Wolff was critical of his own team. "It shouldn't happen that an upgrade can mess everything up like that. With all the smart people and infrastructure we have, you don't expect a car architecture to confuse you like that. We tried to fix one problem and made something else worse." The cost cap has made such mistakes even more damaging. Before, Mercedes could afford to bring 3 versions of an upgrade, test them, and pick the best. Now, with a budget cut from $500 million to just over $100 million, every misstep eats into limited resources and can ruin an entire season's competitiveness. To make matters worse, Toto Wolff's summer hasn't gone smoothly off track either. Months of chasing Max Verstappen ended in disappointment when the Dutchman committed to Red Bull and claimed he never even considered Mercedes. The pursuit only succeeded in upsetting George Russell, who now has serious leverage in contract talks. Heading into 2026, Mercedes have no drivers locked in. Both Russell and Antonelli's contracts expire at the end of the season, Antonelli will likely sign whatever is offered, but Russell isn't in a hurry. He's believed to want at least a 2-year deal, and with Verstappen off the table, Wolff doesn't have many alternatives. Other teams have taken notice. Sky Sports reports that Aston Martin, Cadillac, and even Red Bull have explored the possibility of signing Russell. With his stock high and suitors lining up, Russell has little reason to accept a 1-year deal. As he put it in Hungary, "I've been waiting for 12 months. I'm not going to rush into anything within 2 weeks. We'll sit down when the time is right." Until that signature is on paper, speculation over his future will continue, no matter what Toto Wolff says. So, what do you make of Mercedes' sudden turnaround in Hungary? And should George Russell look for a new seat after how he's been treated? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to support the channel, head to F1 Reverse.com for some sweet F1-inspired merch.